How's it going, everyone? My name is Michael SK, and welcome back to Steins Gate, my darlings embrace Moeka's route. I definitely know what route we're on now. The last episode, I got completely forgetful, or I was forgetful, and I just got completely lost in my introduction, as is tradition. But anyways, we are on a date with Moeka, so we've definitely moved on to the attempt of romance. I don't know if any serious life-threatening or life-changing situation is going to pop up here. Not to say that the event was too crazy in Kirisu's route. I mean, it was, and they failed, but it was a nice little ending that wrapped it all up. I don't really know what direction we're going in, so I guess we'll just continue on. After barely escaping a date spot with our lives, we decided to swing by an arcade in Akiba, play some games, and grab dinner at a restaurant near the station.
やっぱりここが落ち着くな。
そうね。今日は。
Today was... Moeka tries to say something, but the second I look up at her, she goes quiet and reaches for her cell phone. Nothing ever changes. Thanks for today, I had a blast. I think I'm starting to fall for you. Uh-oh. I think back to what Mr. Braun said about her liking me, and my heart skips a beat. However, reacting to this would look super lame, so I try my best to respond coolly.
いや、こっちこそ。それなりに楽しかったぞ、しあつし。
Could you stop calling me Shining Finger? It's super uncute.
では何と呼べばいいのだ?
Maybe by her name? I don't know. Well, it'd be nice if you called me Moeka.
そんな恥ずかしいことができるか?
I feel like we're being insulting on accident. But you call Shiina-san Mayuri, right?
あれは幼馴染だからだ。
You're all upset now. Why is that a laughing matter? Damn her. I can't tell if she's serious or if she's trying to mess with my head. I try to get a read on her intentions by looking at her face, but she quickly turns away. I'm gonna get going, okay? Thank you for today. P.S. We're gonna be recording our performance soon, right? I'm gonna give it my all. I want to make something awesome with everyone. After sending me another email, she waves at me. I completely forgot about that whole performance that they're trying to do. The whole band thing. Like, I thought it'd be more of a... like an upfront thing in this story, but it's kind of been on the back burner. Which I guess is fine. None of these people are really musicians. And I don't really need another K-On, though I wouldn't really, I'd be okay with that, actually. Wait a minute. Moeka starts to walk in the direction of her apartment. Then, after putting a little distance between the two of us, she sends me another email. I'll tell Tenoji-san that the date was super boring and that you're totally not into me at all. I think you'll understand. Anyway, bye-bye. I quietly watch as Moeka disappears into the distance. Actually, don't do that. He'll kill us. I finally make up my mind and type up a response. What will we say here? I wouldn't mind accompanying you to the movies every now and again. Or every now and then. Just keep in mind, it wouldn't be a date or anything as mainstream. Wow, we're actually using LOL as that. It'd be as research for your novel. Don't get the wrong idea. Yeah, definitely not the wrong idea. In this romance spin-off game of the popular Steins Gate series, it takes a moment. I notice Moeka turn around in the distance, presumably because my email reached her. She's too far away for me to see her face, but I think she's looking my way. As the throngs of people at the station come to and fro, the two of us simply stand there, looking at each other. And then finally, after her usual slight hand wave, Moeka disappears into the sea of pedestrians. We did it, Reddit. The date was a success, maybe? But was the band performance? The sounds of nervous gulping fill the air. In front of us is the digital video camera that we borrowed from Lukaku's family. Of course, it's the latest model. Lukaku's father bought it so we could record every minute and second of his beautiful Lukaku's growth. But he's a guy.
どうだ
今のはいけたんじゃないかしら。
大丈夫だったと思うな。
The submission deadline for Nikonia's We Tried to Perform Our Favorite Anime Song contest is today. In fact, the deadline's just an hour away. Mr. Braun warned us against making noise at night, but we don't have the luxury of worrying about that right now. As much as we'd love to give it another 20 tries, we just don't have any time. It's do or die.
時間は大丈夫なの？
Usually that type of pressure is really good.
あと20分だ
なあ、データを PC にコピーして編集してってもうギリギリじゃね？
Daru takes the storage card out from the video camera and runs to the computer. He pushes it into the slot and then starts frantically operating the mouse.
ダル位置を確認させろ
んなことやってる暇ないよ。
Yeah, we really don't. Daru is fidgeting intensely, waiting for the data to finish transferring to the computer.
しかしだな
ファイルを作るのが先よ、岡部。どのみち今のテイクしかないんだから。
確かにそうか
She's right. As much as it pains me to admit it, this is the only take we have where nobody makes any mistakes. Or made any mistakes. Regardless of the quality, we need to use it.
よし
I mean, it's
頼んだぞダル
gonna be amateur quality. Like that's the point. That's what's expected.
オーキードーキー。
After a little while, the video data finally finishes copying to the PC.
よしよしよし、あとはこれを。
He opens the editing software and cuts off the useless chunks of footage from before and after the performance. He then plugs in the title screen and other bits he prepared beforehand. And then finally he exports it as a single complete file.
よし、できたお。
And that's how I make my videos.
Whoa!
That's pretty much how it is for, at least for the visual novels. I don't have to do a lot of editing unless like something happens during the session, because it really is just me going through and reading and commentating and saying dumb shit that sometimes I have to cut out.
危なかったお。あと10分って。
Yeah, shouldn't we
一
upload
回
it?
だけならプレビューする時間ありそうね。
No, send it off.
動画をウプする準備してるから、その間に見てみるよ。
Yeah, there you go. Have it uploading and then
ほ
watch
ら
it.
しやつしお前もこっちに来い
Moeka stands next to me and looks at the screen.
ワクワクするにゃー。早く見せて、ダルくん。
あのね、まゆし。そこはもっと恥じらうように言ってくれる？
We don't have time for this, Daru. I'm sorry.
早く見せて、ダルくん。
Come on, dude. Don't
い
do
いからさ
that.
っさと再生しろ、変態。
We don't have the time.
はいはい。
I mean, I guess, whatever. Daru clicks on the file and the video begins to play. To be completely honest, we're super bad. There's literally no way that we'll be able to win the prize money with a performance like this. The dream is dead. But quite frankly, nobody here really cares about the money anymore. I mean, sure, we sound terrible, but we all look like we're having a blast. Especially Moeka. She's doing her very best to sing out loud. And Mayuri's giving it her all to back her up. All the other lab mems are performing their hearts out, trying to elevate the vocalists as much as they can. And yeah, from time to time, Kirisu and I glare at each other after clashing sounds. But everyone just looks so alive. Yeah, that's all that matters. As far as I'm concerned, this operation is a success. The performance finally comes to an end. The peanut gallery can't help but voice their surprise and awe. Mayuri and Ferris start clapping their hands in applause.
わあ、すごいすごい。まあ、演奏は正直あれだけど、みんな楽しそうだから、これでいいにゃ。
そうね。OK ってことにしましょうか。
Kitasu flashes us a somewhat strained smile.
なんといっても、ほら、ベースがものすっごく上手だから聞き応えあるし。
いやー、ギターにはかなわんぞ。
Ah.
京馬さんも牧瀬さんも仲良くしましょう。仲良く。
Y'all already know my OTP.
よし、準備完了。それじゃ動画をウップするよ。
Shouldn't we have already been doing that? With everything on the submission page filled out, the time had finally come to submit it to Nikonia.
ああ、やってくれ。
それ、ポチッとな。
Daru's finger moves to click the mouse, but then... Moeka grabs Daru's hand and stops him.
え、
しよし。あら、どうした？何？
Moeka's quietly muttering something. I bring my ear closer to her mouth.
ごめんなさい。
She's gonna back out of this. She doesn't want us to upload it.
だからどうしたんだ？
While we were busy talking about how the video came out, Moeka had just stood there in silence. That's not particularly rare for her, so I paid it no mind, but there's clearly something wrong with her. Her face is paler than usual, and she's biting her lip, trembling. The area between her eyebrows is furrowed just slightly.
今見てて気がついた。
え？
間違えてる。
何を？
私歌詞間違えてる。
え？
ごめんなさい。
I think it's okay, to be honest. Like, I'm not worried about it personally, and I don't think anybody else should either. But for the first time ever, I see Moeka Kiryu shed tears before my very eyes. I can see why she'd be distraught over it.
それじゃあまた明日ね。
おやすみなさい、京馬さん。
おやすみにゃー。おやすみ。
ああ、気をつけて帰れよ。
The lab men start leaving in small groups.
ねえまゆり、電車あるの？私のホテルに泊まってく？
本
遠慮しないでいいわよ。
I was concerned that Mayuri might miss the last train, but if she's gonna stay with Kitasu, she'll be fine. Of course, Daru and I will be staying at the lab. As for Moeka...
どうしてるだろうな、あいつ。
With all that had happened, we decided not to upload the video. There was no time to do a retake. Some of the lab mems proposed that a tiny mistake in the lyrics wasn't a big deal, but in the end, we opted not to send it in. Moeka hung her head in shame the entire time. When the submission deadline finally passed, she bowed her head and apologized before running out of the lab. We tried to tell her not to beat herself up over it, that we'd just do better next time, but our words could no longer reach her. We were all worried about Moeka, but none of us could find the words necessary to comfort her. Are we actually gonna hit her up? Yeah. I take out my cell phone and shoot her an email. Did you get home alright? Make sure you eat. Oh wait, did you make it home without any problems? We'd spent the entire day filming, and Moeka was so nervous that she barely ate. If she's too depressed to eat, she might end up collapsing from fatigue. Yeah, I mean, using all your energy to perform like that, and not really eating, you know, you can definitely pass out from that. I wait to hear back from her, but there's no reply. There's no reply from the Queen of Texting, Shining Finger. On any other day, it'd only take seconds before I'd get a barrage of replies from her.
おいおい、どうした視圧師。
I'm starting to get really concerned. I send another email. Hey, at least we care. I think that's, you know, the good takeaway here. Are you at home? Get back to me. Yeah. But again, there's no response. Where are you? Are you not at home? Now we're the ones that are gonna hella text her, huh? Say something. Why won't you reply to me? At least Okabe is concerned. I think that's a nice side of him here. In a panic, I send a barrage of emails. And I totally understand why. But no matter how many I send, there's no reply.
くそ。
I'm beside myself with worry. I run into the lab, inform Daru of the situation, and immediately head out into the city. Okabe to the rescue. I guess this is our situation here. From just outside of Moeka's apartment building, I can see that the light in her room is on.
なんだ、いるじゃないか。
I walk up the stairs and stop in front of her door. Knock, knock, I say.
おい視圧師。
However, just like with my emails, there's no answer.
おい。
More knocking. But it's no good. Moeka's that depressed over all of this? I can see it in my mind. I can see her curled up in her room holding her knees. Unable to restrain myself any longer, I start violently banging on the door.
いるんだろ視圧師。萌えか。
And then, I can just barely make out the sounds of someone shuffling to the door.
何？
Moeka's voice is frail.
いるなら返事くらいしろ。あとメールの返信も。
Yeah, I don't think she's doing too
お
good
かげ
here.
で心配してしまったではないか。
心配。
当たり前だろ。
ごめんなさい。
The door opens a little. Moeka timidly peeks out from inside. Behind her glasses, her eyes are completely red. Not the kind of red from overwork or lack of sleep. She's clearly been crying. Her eyelids are a little swollen, and upon closer inspection, I see traces of tears on her cheeks. I doubt Moeka has ever cried in front of anyone before. She moves her hair with her hands to cover her eyes like she's embarrassed to show her feelings.
大丈夫か。そうか。ならいいが。あと、ちゃんと食べるんだぞ。お前昼から何も口にしてないだろう。わかったか。そうか。
Overcome with relief, I instinctively start to pat Moeka on the head. It kind of reminds me of how I interact with Mayuri. I know she's technically older than me, but I can't help but see her as a little kid right now.
痛い。
心配させたお返しだ。それじゃあな。
As I turn to leave, Moeka pulls on my sleeve from behind.
Huh?
I turn around to see Moeka looking down, still holding onto my sleeve.
なんだ。
何か。
おお、やっと食欲が出てきたか。それはよかった。
一緒に。どうかな。
Man, she just wants the company here, especially with Okabe.
え？
Moeka finally looks up at me. Her eyes say it all. Please don't leave me alone. I nod my head and decide to join her.
今夜もまたカップ焼きそばか。
違う。明太子パスタ。
Well, I don't know what that is, so whatever. Slurp slurp, just like before, slurping sounds echo throughout the room. Except it's not yakisoba this time, just regular pasta. I glance around her apartment while I eat. The place has gotten a lot messier since since I last cleaned. Yep. As usual, there's a wide assortment of books, papers, and plastic bags all over the place. Inside said bags are cans of alcohol and various snacks. The reason the place smells a little like alcohol is probably because she was just drinking. There are empty cans all over her table. Drinking without putting anything in her stomach is a bad look, but then I remember that she probably came home depressed and couldn't help herself.
しやつし、お前結構飲むんだな。酒、好きなのか？
別にそうでも。
そうか。
I can't keep a conversation going. Quite frankly, I really want to talk about what happened back at the lab, but I don't want to do anything that'll make her feel worse, so I just shut up and eat more pasta. Done with the food, I head toward the kitchen to throw away the empty container.
ここに捨てればいいのか？
I toss it all into a plastic bag filled with convenience store bento boxes and other empty containers. Back in the other room, Moeka has stopped eating and is now typing into her phone. Her finger work is as magnificent as always, her slender digits gliding over the different keys. Imagine her texting with a modern phone, a smartphone I mean. My phone alerts me to an email. And as expected, it's from Moeka. I'm sorry for worrying you like this. It's all good. I'm an open book apparently. I guess not mentioning what happened at the lab is actually more suspicious than just bringing the subject up right off the bat.
まあ、今回は残念だったが、いくらでもチャンスはある。みんなも言っていたろ？次また頑張ればいいことだ。な。
But I have no confidence in myself. I'm always causing trouble for the people around me. I've always been this way. I think a lot of people feel that sort of way.
でもそれは。
Isn't that the same for anyone? Yeah. Just as I'm about to say this, I get another email from Moeka. Sometimes I wonder why I'm even here. Don't say that. When I tilt my head to the side, my phone rings again. Nobody needs me. That's not true. Come on. People are able to live their lives because they're needed by others, but if no one needs them, what point is there in living? Isn't this the shit that she's writing about in her novel? I take a long, hard look at Moeka's face. She quickly averts her eyes. The room is engulfed in silence. I can even hear the sounds of cars driving around in the city. And that's how heavy the silence is. After reading Moeka's email again, I hold my cell phone screen out to her.
なあ、しやつし。これはあれか？お前が書いている携帯小説の一部。その中に出てくるかわいそうなヒロインのセリフか？そうなんだろ？
I'm glad I was able to piece that together. But then again, I am recording this like somewhat like close to the recent episode, which is very unlike me because of all the shit that I'm also recording and how busy I am. So at least I remember, but if I were recording it like a week later, then probably would have probably forgotten. I sit motionless waiting for her answer. Moeka runs her fingers over the keys on her phone. Her white, slender fingertips press the keys, but I can tell that she's erasing what she typed over and over again. And then finally, Moeka speaks with her own mouth.
これは
バカなことを言うな。
Moeka raises her eyes from her screen and looks at me in surprise. I bring myself just a little closer to her. I think we're a little too close here.
お前を必要としてる人間がたくさんいるじゃないか。
Moeka's eyes open wide. Her mouth is opening and closing. It looks like she's trying to say something but can't find the words. Moeka's fingers move across the keypad. She's trying to type something in. I extend my hand and stop her. My hand covers hers. Moeka's hand is warm and just a little moist. Her fingers are so delicate that they feel like they could break at any moment, but they're also soft, beautiful, and trembling. I made a grave mistake giving her the nickname Shining Finger. That's just how beautiful her hand is.
頼むモエカ、その口で言ってくれ。俺やラボの仲間たち、そしてミスター・ブラウン、お前のことを大切に思っている人はたくさんいる。そう、たくさんいるんだ。お前はそれでもいらない人間なのか？そう思うのか？
I can tell that Moeka is desperately trying to find her voice. Her eyes are full of pain and loneliness, but there's also a crazed longing within them.
みんなが私を必要だと思ってる。
ああ、
岡部君も私のこと必要？
もちろんだ。
でも私は
なんで逃げるんだ？自分が必要とされることから。なぜ？
だって
Tears start welling up in Moeka's eyes. A few of them roll down her cheeks, landing atop my hand.
私いらない子だってずっと言われ続けて、ずっとだから本当に自分はいらない子なんだってずっと思ってて、そう思うことで私安心して。だっていらない子の私なら誰も私を見ない、誰も私に期待しない、誰も私に失望しない。だから私
ならもう諦めろ、モエカ。俺たちにはお前が必要だ。だからいつも見てる、いつも期待してる。そしてお前が悲しめば俺は失望する。
Damn, Moekabe's actually a fucking ladies' man here. Moeka's tears are suddenly streaming down her cheeks. Radiant little beads of moisture trickle down from both of her eyes. Eventually, they start gushing. Oh god, that's actually really loud. That's really loud. And I know why it's loud too. I can't skip the... Okay, there we go. Oh, well, it's still gonna play anyways. Moeka buries her face into my chest and starts crying loudly. She lets her emotions just hang out. Her cries are like those of an innocent child's. I quietly listen to Moeka's crying voice as I lend her my chest. This is likely the first time she's ever expressed her own feelings so directly. Yeah, the reason why her tears or her crying, it was so loud there, was because I did a lot of adjusting with people's voices. Maybe not a lot. And people's voices, I mean, Mayuri's and Moeka's, because they're the two quietest characters for some reason in this fucking game. I don't know why, but not all this shit seems to be really equalized, like every other visual novel out there. So I had to do some adjusting, and therefore, if any of those characters get loud, they're gonna be louder than everybody else. The next morning...
心配かけてごめんなさい。
With all the lab mems present and accounted for, Moeka bows her head apologetically. To me, it seems like less of an apology for what happened last night and more of an apology for not noticing that everyone here cares about her.
いいのよ、別に謝らなくて。
そうだよ。萌えさんが元気になっただけで、まゆしーは嬉しいのです。
ありがとう。
It's really weird to see her expressing these emotions, though, I'm not gonna lie. And then Moeka faces everyone and gives them a warm, pure smile.
萌えにゃんが笑ったにゃ。
ついに桐生氏が出れた。
変態はなんでそっちへ話を持って行きたがるのかしらね。
Because that's Daru.
だけどさ、
I expect nothing less.
桐生萌えかはその方がいいね。笑ってる方がずっといい。
そうですね。とっても可愛らしいです。
あんまり見ないって恥ずかしい。
Moeka turns bright red and starts to fidget uncomfortably. I don't think anyone here has ever seen this side of her. She quickly flees behind me. Actually, she's pretty much just holding me.
お
The lab mems turn their gaze to Moeka hiding behind me. They then immediately look at me.
ああ。へえ。はは。そういうことですか。
Ah, come on.
まゆし全然知らなかったよ。
Yeah, neither did Michael.
許さない。絶対に許さない。オカリンのくせにぼっちを脱出するなんて。
ちょっと待ってお前ら、なんか勘違いしてるぞ。
そういえばさ、いつだったかラジカンに二人きりでいたよね。
柳林神社に2人で来たのもやっぱりデートだったんですね。
Actually, we weren't, but...
これはスキャンダルにゃん。
だからお前ら話を聞け。
Meanwhile, Moeka is still clinging to me from behind, her face undoubtedly bright red. How the hell am I gonna clear this, or clear up this misunderstanding? We won't. But then I realized something. Who cares? What's there to clear up? I still don't know that much about Moeka. What kind of girl is she really? What is she like? What makes her smile? We've only just made it to the starting line. So who knows? Maybe I will totally fall in love with her, and maybe I won't. It'll take some time before I know one way or another.
Huh?
It's an email from Moeka. I look down at my phone's screen. Thanks, Okabe-kun. I'm really glad that I met you. I really am. P.S. We're having what is that? Tonkotsu ramen tonight. Ah. I then turn to look at Moeka. I give her a frown.
おいシアツシ、ミスター・ブラウンが言ってただろう。カップ麺ばかりじゃダメだって。いつかちゃんとしたものも食べさせろ。そのお前が料理したものとか。
But how do you do that? Moeka's eyes widen. And then she gives me a bashful smile.
わかった。
Oh no. That heart at the end. How can one speak emoticons? Oh, this is loud. Yeah, I don't know if we need to go through the credits again, so we'll just skip them. Hey, Dawn ratio. New wallpaper added to phone triggers. New ringtone. Oh, I see. I don't remember getting new shit from that, or for that, in the last route, so yeehaw on that one. Alrighty. I felt like we were coming to the end there. Felt like our conflict was coming up. It was a very small conflict. Or I guess not as crazy and long that you would expect in something like Kirisu's route, which really kicked everything off, didn't it? Well, this was a good route. I kind of liked this. It was simple, it was straightforward, it was meaningful. I feel like we learned a little bit more about Moeka, but at the same time, it felt like she was out of character. I mean, she is, you know, quite the loner and all that, don't get me wrong, but I don't know, just her expressing feelings just really throws me off. But regardless, it was a neat little story, and I appreciate it. I definitely do. So now I wonder who's gonna be up next. Who will be up next on this on the love train, if you will. I recently found out that Lukako is has a route, so that'll be something. I'll have to swallow my actually, I really should just stop talking already. I was gonna say swallow my pride, but that's disrespectful and not exactly what I'm trying to say. And also, swallow is probably not the best word to use here when talking about Lukako. Honestly, everything I'm saying right now is just leading me down a deeper hole. So I'm just gonna stop talking. Thank you all for watching this episode and joining me for Moeka's route of My Darling's Embrace. It was a pretty good one, like I said, just something simple and cute and all that. I just noticed the apostrophe in Darlings is a heart. God fucking damn it. Anyways, yeah, thank you all for watching. If you enjoyed this episode, please leave a like, subscribe for more Steins Gate. I will probably be hopping back on over to Linear Bounded Phenogram for a route to record over there. Then I'll hop back and see what comes next here in My Darling's Embrace. So definitely subscribe for more Steins Gate. Tune in for more episodes of whatever else, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Take it easy.